right, so I'm going to teach a basic little bending blues lick here. We're going to resolve it to A. So this is a Hendrix-inspired riff. He did this riff all the time. So if you want to open a porthole to Jimi Hendrix land, here's your ticket. We're rolling. All right, so I don't want you to get too hung up on this first part of like, I got to be in perfect pitch or whatever. You're going to grab another string and come down with it. So the first bend would be on the 8th fret B string. And you're basically bending it up to whole step land. Those of you who aren't familiar with what a whole step is, it's just bending it up 2 frets. Basically making this note sound like this note. Okay, so what we're going to do is when you bend strings, and I use my thumb here as a pivot point, and I bend with my wrist, not with my fingers, okay, with my wrist. So it's like a pivot point like this, right? Not like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is when we bend up that 8th fret, the strings will naturally start to bunch up together. Now, when they start bunching up together, you're going to have to be a little bit more on the bottom side of your finger right here so that the skin on the top part of your finger can catch the string above it. So when you bend up, right, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to bend, and then I'm going to bring my wrist forward so it allows this other finger, right? I got my 2 fingers together. And then I'm going to come down. So I'm bending with my 3rd finger, strings scrunched together, and then I push forward onto my 2nd finger and I come down with the note. So we got. So far, bend up, and then you come down with it. So it's basically a reverse bend on the G string 7th fret. And then I go 5 to 7, and then I bend up again and down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline an A major chord. I'm going to start basically what would be an A minor chord, but I'm going to hammer on to the 3rd. And then I'm going to catch the 5th fret of the E. Outline that A chord right there. So you got. Now the riff goes by pretty quick, so you want to get as close to pitch as you can, but sometimes, you know, what adds a lot of great tension to blues is just not quite getting there, or really floating right in between, like being in pitch and kind of pulling on the ear a little bit. So you do that a lot, especially with that first bend, like I was saying. It doesn't necessarily have to make it to pitch. So on this one, you can either bend it up or you can do a reverse bend. So a reverse bend would be bending to pitch and bringing it down. So those are your options.